Hi there, and welcome to Yoga with UpMind Fitness. Today we're going to get started in a comfortable seat, either with your legs under your heels or cross-legged. You're going to begin to control your breath through your nostrils, bringing in awareness into your body, sending that breath anywhere that needs a little bit of extra attention, just before taking the hands to the shoulders. And from here, we're going to begin to twist, leaving the head in center, breathing in through the nose. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Really just working through the breath here. Building some heat through the belly, the front body, and the spine. We're going to bring it back to center here, and then we're going to switch to the opposite side. So from the right, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Beautiful. You're doing a great job. Just keep working through it here. Exhale, release. Bring the hands over the head, bringing the palms together. Bring the hands to heart center here. Take one moment, one breath. We're going to exhale and release, bringing the arms into goddess or cactus. So we're just setting up here to be in a seated cat-cow. So as you bring your elbows together, you're going to inhale, opening the heart and the chest. Exhale, you're going to round the spine, tuck the tailbone. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. We're just creating space here in the spine. Just work through a couple of these seated cat-cows on your own. Then we're going to bring the elbows together, taking them just a little bit higher here. Exhale, release, let it all go. Now we're going to warm up the wrists so you can begin to move them in circles. Then we're going to take the right hand upside down, pulling it towards us lightly with the left. You can find some movement if it serves you here. Just changing the focus. We're going to flip the palm. We're going to spend a little bit of time on each finger. So you're going to lightly pull the fingers, flexing the hands, giving our bodies a little bit of attention that we wouldn't normally give it. Sometimes the best way to love the body is to distract it. So let's go ahead and make circles with that right wrist as we release it. Flipping to the opposite side here. Starting with the palm facing out, fingers down, stretching out that left side. Then flipping and working through those fingers again. Giving the body that extra attention that it needs right now. Beautiful. Maybe spending a little extra time where it's needed. And we're going to make circles with the wrist here. And then we'll begin our transition into a nice tabletop with a neutral spine here. Go ahead and untuck the toes. Keep the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And as we inhale, we'll take a couple of regular cat-cows. Exhale, rounding the spine, pressing the mat away. Releasing tension. Just work through a couple on your own breath here. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Maybe taking a little extra time at the bottom to shake the head out. It's your practice. I'm just here to guide you. If you want to make some circles with your hips now, you have the space to do so. I always find it feels really good. Anything that serves your practice. From here, we're going to transition and go ahead and open up over to the right side, working through 3 half-threading needles. Breathing in through the nose and finally coming all the way down on the third one. Onto your right ear, right shoulder. You can take your left arm out in front for a little bit more support. Or if you'd like, you always have the option of taking that left arm all the way up and down to the low back. If this serves you, you can take a couple of breaths here. And from here, we'll just slowly begin to work that left arm back under by the shoulder for support, pressing ourselves up and opening onto the right side one last time before exhaling that hand back down to center. And we'll just take a couple rounds of cat-cow here in between, taking your time with your breath before working yourself back into the neutral spine. Then we'll begin to open up over to the left side, halfway threading your needle through 3 times. It's okay if you need to modify or adjust. Make any adjustments that you need in your practice. Exhale on the 3rd one, come all the way down onto that left ear, left shoulder. Taking a nice little twist here. Twists are really good for detoxing the body, which can be very important during your menstrual cycle as well. I try to incorporate twists in all my practices though, because they're really good for you. Remember, you always have the option of taking your opposite hand to the low back if you'd like a little bit more. On your next breath, we'll go ahead and work ourselves back into a position where we can bring that right arm down for support and open up onto the left side one last time before bringing ourselves into a child's pose. And we're going to be here for just a few moments, so if you'd like to take a moment to create your intention for class, you can do that here. Or maybe you'd like to take a different modification of child's pose. Wherever you're most comfortable, find that space, create that space. Whatever serves your body today, let it go, let it out, let it flow. You're here for you. Child's pose is one of the most beneficial poses for lower back pain, as it helps to open up the spine and relieve pressure, sending a nice full stretch through the low back. And you can stay here for as long as you need. If you want to pause the video, take a little bit more time here, you're more than welcome. But if you're ready, we're just going to open up here, working into a little bitty puppy pose. We're going to bring the hands back below to press ourselves up, bringing the knees back to center and working ourselves back into our tabletop for a couple more rounds of cat-cow pose. We're going to sit back and transition onto our bottoms, taking our legs to a straddle here. And we're just going to begin to lead with the heart. Nice little flexing at the heels as we walk ourselves forward. Maybe resting onto the forearms if it serves you here. Once again, the goal here is just to relieve a little bit of that low back pressure. So you can stay here as long as you like as well. If you want to pause the video and find yourself a full pancake, you always have that option. If you just like to walk a little bit further here, you can do that as well. And we're going to work our way back up. And first, we're going to go ahead and work that right leg in as we reach for our left side toes, opening up over to that side, taking the gaze up through the arm, creating a side body stretch, and then we're going to transition that foot a little closer to center, leaning all the way over it. You can move and adjust as much as you need here. Taking your time, maybe taking the forehead to the knee, if you have the flexibility and it serves you today. If not, don't worry, just reach as much as you can here. And we're going to inhale and open back up, taking the right leg back to center. And then we're just going to work the left leg in here. I know I didn't do it in the video, but I missed my own cue. I'm human and it happens, you know? So we're just opening here onto the right side. We're going to bring that right leg a little bit closer to center here as we begin to fold over. There she goes, taking that left leg in. So really just let this stretch and this pose take you wherever you need to go. And just creating space in that side body. Then we're going to work our way back up to center here. Then we're going to work into a bound angle. So you can bring your feet together, knees apart, and then just begin to flap those wings. And this is a really good way to release any tension in the hips. Really working through those pelvic muscles. And once you feel like you've flapped those wings enough and you're ready, you can go ahead and we're going to work our way down onto our back. With our knees still apart, feet together. I always like to take my hand to my belly here. And we're going to take just a few breaths. Relaxing here, letting the gravity pull you into the earth. Just relax the muscles in your face. Send your breath to any spots in your body that might need a little extra love and attention right now. Now we're going to work our hands to our knees as we guide them up. Bring the knees to chest, maybe making a few circles here for the low back. Rolling side to side. Then we're just going to begin to work our legs up for legs up the wall. If you'd like to move yourself to an actual wall, you always have that option as well. I always like to play with my feet, sending them to the outside and inside, playing with my plantar, dorsal flexion, sending any energy that you want to your toes and your feet here. And like I said, we're just taking a little extra time for the body today. And even though this is a simple inversion, this inversion can still create many benefits in the body and in the mind, reversing the blood flow. They help to release any nerve tension. Go ahead here and we're going to transition onto our bellies, bringing the palms and the hands just by the shoulders. We're just going to work through a few rounds of baby cobra inhales. So as you inhale, lifting the head and the chest, exhaling, taking the head back down to the mat. You really want to use your breath here. In through your nose, bringing your chest all the way up and open. Exhaling it all the way down to the mat with minimal weight in your fingertips. Keep going until it becomes like a flow. And then we'll just work the hands down to the sides. We're going to set up for a full locust here. So you can start by just lifting the feet off the mat. Just getting a feel for how it feels before we go into a full version on the next breath. So if you haven't already, go ahead and release the legs back down to your mat. And we're going to inhale and everything lifts, the head, the chest, the hands and the feet. You can bring your hands out to the front of you if you'd rather. And this is really good for cramps because it massages the organs and the pelvis. And we'll exhale and go ahead and release it back down to the mat. We're going to be taking one more of those. But take your time in between. Notice how it felt the last time. And then we'll go ahead and on your next inhale, prepare. Everything lifts. Rising from the mat, leading with the heart. Opening just a little bit more this time. And then exhaling it back down. Taking the hands under the shoulders. Pressing ourselves into a downward facing dog. And since it's the first downward dog of the day, let's go ahead and pedal out the feet. Take your time here, create some space. You can take a wide-legged downward dog if you'd like. You can pedal fast or slow. Whatever serves you, we're just going to be here for a moment. Sending a little bit of love to the back of the legs. Opening the heart here again. Since downward dog is technically an inversion, it provides many of the same benefits as any other inversion. It opens up your low back. It's great for your shoulders, really your whole body, your abdomen, your legs. Now from here, let's go ahead and transition back to sitting on our heels. We're going to work into a comfortable seated position, just setting up for another little spinal twist. So we're just going to take the right hand back behind us, left hand to right knee, taking the gaze or drishti just over the left shoulder. So you want to relax your spine here. You're not wedging through it. You're twisting from the core with equal weight in both sides of your hips. On your exhale, release, and we're going to work our way to the opposite side. This time, taking the right hand to left knee, left hand comes back behind. And just breathing through this seated twist. Taking our time. And we're going to go ahead and exhale, bring it back to center here. We're going to work our way down to our backs on the mat. Arms facing out to a T. And we're going to start with our legs back up the wall for a moment. Lots of blood flow reversal today. Then whenever you're ready, we're going to reach for the insides or outsides of the feet, driving the knees into the arms, pulling the tailbone down to the mat, and finding our happy baby pose. You can roll side to side here if you'd like, maybe lengthening one leg at a time, if it serves you, of course. I always find it feels really good to play around in happy baby. And as you work your way back into center, you can bring your feet down together, maybe massaging the low back for a few moments. Feels really good on the spine too here. And then whenever you start to feel good, we're just going to go ahead and take the knees up to a 90-degree angle, taking the arms back out to a T. Just taking the legs down over to the right side, taking the gaze over to the left, over to the center. Relaxing into another little spinal twist before inhaling back to center and then exhaling over to the opposite side. You can make any adjustments you need to in your poses. Just massaging the belly button, all of the organs one last time here before we close out our practice for today. Take a little bit more time here if you please. And whenever you're ready, we're going to work our way back to center one last time, adjusting the hips as needed, and then working our feet down, sliding them out in front, Coming into our final resting pose, our savasana, the corpse pose. I like to bring my hands to my belly here sometimes. And you can stay here as long as you need. This is your practice, and you are worth every single mindful minute that you put into yourself, your mind, body, and spirit. You are worthy of it all. Just take the next few moments to rest into your savasana. Savasana translates from Sanskrit as corpse pose. It represents the death of who you were before you practiced yoga today. Whenever you're ready now, you can go ahead and bring an awareness back into the body, making wrist circles, maybe windshield wiping the feet if it serves you. And we're just going to work into our fetal pose on either side. You can let your body guide you to which side is best. This pose represents new beginnings, new life, and the start of your next adventure. So whenever you're ready for that adventure, you can meet me at a comfortable seat at the top of your mat. As always, thank you so much for joining me, yogis. We're gonna go ahead here and give ourselves one little last hug. Beautiful. Taking our time. Then we're gonna sweep the arms up overhead for one last full body stretch. Exhaling the hands to heart center, sealing in our practice for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed and would like to see more.